My name is Brendan Conway-Smith. I'm a Ph.D. student at the Cognitive Modeling Lab at Carleton University. Here, I present to you a new way of thinking about metacognition. This novel method looks at metacognition through a computational lens. The intention of this project is to use cognitive modeling to clarify philosophical discussions on metacognition. Metacognition is often described as cognition monitoring and controlling itself. Metacognition has been correlated with increasing memory, emotional regulation, reasoning, and more. Metacognition is being increasingly researched for therapeutic uses and applications in artificial intelligence. The two biggest barriers to understanding metacognition are, it is highly abstract, and its terminology is disputed. To overcome these barriers, I use a computational cognitive architecture, ACTAR. A cognitive architecture forces clarity due to its functional definitions. First, I define the base units of cognition to then show how they come to act on themselves. Each unit is well defined and illustrated here as icons. When built up, these units form a hierarchy of cognitive processes. These forms of cognition have been built into working models in ACTAR. These models of cognition are then connected back to help clarify the literature on metacognition. Our hierarchy begins at the base of all cognitive architectures, the production system. Here, we depict a single production visually as a single if-then statement. If it matches a condition, then it fires an action. If it matches, then it fires and changes the states in buffers. A buffer can be thought of as a container holding information. Here, the content of all the buffers will be visualized by a single transparent 3D box. A buffer temporarily holds and transfers information between modules. Productions that transfer information through buffers are the simplest cognitive process. For example, a glare from the sun might cause one to raise one's hand without thought. The simplest automatic productions firing we call microcognition. Next, the second level adds a module, declarative memory, or DM. Declarative memory holds declarative knowledge or chunks. These chunks can hold facts or instructions. Here, we refer to knowledge chunks as instructions. These chunks move into buffers to then direct productions. For example, this chunk holds instructions on how to drive a vehicle more effectively. Instructions that refer to external states we call macrocognition. The next level is much like the previous. It also retrieves knowledge instructions. The difference is that these instructions refer to internal cognitive states. Represented in blue, these are instructions on how to memorize more effectively. Instructions that refer to internal states correspond to metacognition. To connect this to the research literature, meta-knowledge can direct thoughts in memorization techniques. Also, metacognition can direct thoughts according to logic. Further, cognitive behavior therapy is full of instructions on how to evaluate and change one's own cognitive states. And from this original hierarchy, we get a clearer sense of the nature of metacognition. Metacognition is the process of knowledge referring to and directing cognitive states. Using the principles of a computational cognitive architecture, I have built increasingly complex cognitive processes to then build them into working computational simulations. No strong claims are being made here about human cognitive processes. Rather, the intention of these models is to assist nebulous verbal definitions to help clarify philosophical discussions about cognition and metacognition.